use promo code RADIO for 10% off your first order.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, okay, our friend Steve Moore, economist, author of Govzilla, he's stranded at an airport because all domestic flights are grounded until
when?
Until 8 a.m., as Mike Scott reported.
Oh, okay.
At least for starters. We'll see. We'll see if this threat to our democracy is addressed by then. P-Butt's on the job, though, I know. Steve, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. What's happening?
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm sorry I'm not going to be out on the regular time. I was supposed to leave for D.C. from LaGuardia this morning, and I've been stuck at the airport for about an hour and a half. You know, there's this FAA, I don't know, was it a power order outage or what? You guys may know
glitch.
more what's going on.
Computer problem.
So, I'm looking at the board right now. About half of the flight, you know how the flights that are on time are in green, and the flights that are delayed or canceled are in red, and I'd say half the flights are in red right now. So I don't know what's going on. It's almost like a reprise of the Southwest debacle.
And I assume you're flying your Gulfstream G5, so even private aircraft, private jets are grounded too. Yeah, right.
Well, that's because I'm the exclusive chief economist for the Dan and Amy show. So
exactly, pays handsomely. Yeah.
But it's like this transportation issue. I can't believe this is happening, given that Pete Buttigieg is our transportation secretary. I thought all these problems were taken care of,
Well, the good news is
he could be, by the way, he could be our next president. He's
true.
the one that all the liberals want. He's done such a great job.
I know Kevin Costner wants him, but I think that's about it. But the good news, though, you're stuck at an airport, but as we know from P-Butt, airports are very romantic places.
They are.
So,
I got my Dunkin' Donuts here. I got my coffee after waiting about 30 minutes.
Is the airline telling you what's going on, Steve?
They're not. I mean, look, we'll probably get out of here at some point, but it's going to be about 2 hours delayed. And there were a lot of flights that were canceled. Now, I don't know what it's like at O'Hare or Midway, but if we just maybe got the government out of transportation. Did you see that story, by the way, guys, about how they don't want to build roads with the infrastructure bill? They want to build windmills and solar panels and, buy, bullet trains that nobody rides, but we're not going to have roads.
Right.
And they have this logic. I love this logic. They say if we build roads, it's going to make congestion worse because more people are going to drive their cars. So with that logic, we shouldn't have any roads at all.
Well, maybe
that have any traffic congestion.
Maybe that could be offset if we ban stoves, like gas-powered stoves, like the Biden administration is looking at doing.
And light bulbs. This is amazing. The new rules just took effect on light bulbs. The government's, folks, we're not making this up. They're telling you what kind of light bulbs you can put in your lamp in your bedroom. I remember in the good old days, Dan, when the left said keep the government out of the bedroom.
Yeah.
Well, Big Brother's in your kitchen now, and 40% of U.S. households use gas stoves, and I don't know if either of you cook, but I hate cooking on an electric stove. I will not do it. Yeah. I have to have a gas stove. Are they going to come into our house and shut the gas line off?
Yes.
Yeah,
do you think it'll come to that?
Don't you understand, Amy? This is going to save the planet. I mean, come on. How could you be so selfish? You are going to save the planet if they force you to use an electric stove. And this is their logic. These people are like religious fanatics when it comes to this stuff. And the stove police and the light bulb police are going to be soon inspecting your home.
I think it's fun to see them one-upping each other. So the Biden administration is focused on gas-powered stoves, and Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, is going to eliminate natural gas as a heating source for all buildings in New York City.
Exactly.
New York State, maybe. New York City for certain.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure that your listeners know that natural gas is a clean burning fuel. There's, one of the reasons we've reduced the amount of lead and the amount of smog and the amount of other contaminants in the air is because we've shifted to natural gas. And for some idiotic I know why it is, because they say carbon dioxide is a pollution. No, folks, carbon dioxide is not a pollution. Carbon monoxide is a pollution. You can die from carbon monoxide. But here we have the clean burning fuel, and they want to force people not to use it. And incidentally, they're going to use electricity. Now, Dan and Amy, I don't want to make this too tough. Do you know where we get the electricity from? Natural gas.
Yeah. Well,
people are stupid.
I think the moral imperative here is to stop photosynthesis from occurring. I think if we could figure that out, then I think we'd be in a good position. So, Steve, before we let you go yell at another ticket agent, the speakership of Kevin McCarthy and House Republicans beginning in earnest with setting up committees. Are you encouraged by what you've seen now that we're past the vote?
Yeah, I am. I am encouraged. Look, I mean, you and I, the three of us talked about this a little bit last week. This was a big victory for the conservatives, no question about it. And the left and the media are hyperventilating about this, but it was basically saying, look, we're going to have new rules because we can't go on. Do you know what the CBO just came out with their numbers yesterday? That's the Congressional Budget Office. You know what we borrowed last year, Amy? Take a guess. The federal government.
Trillions. I have no.
Yeah. Well, you're close. You're close. $1.4 trillion. And by the way, Biden's taking a victory lap for that, Dan. Yay!
Yeah.
Because the year before we borrowed $2 trillion.
Exactly.
I mean, these are outrageous numbers, and I'm going to be very plain about this. It's simple. This is going to bankrupt our country if we continue to do this. Well, and so we got
glad you're giggling
rules
about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a real serious as a heart attack. And the fact is, the Democrats are going to put up a big fight about this, about doing any spending cuts. When we have a budget that is completely out of control. And, when you're borrowing $1.5 trillion a year, when I came to Washington in 1985, our debt was about $1.5 trillion. Now it's $31.5 trillion.
Oof.
Yeah.
Stephen Moore, I made the mistake yesterday of looking at my 401k. And it was flashbacks to 2007 and 2008 where I finally got that money back. How long do you think it's going to take to get the money that I lost back? How many more years do I have to be
I mean, look, I'm not a great stock market prognosticator, but I know Dan's much better at that than I am. But I would say that, look, last year was a really, really bad year, like the worst year in 15 years for the stock market. But I mean, look, we have lunatic, we have crazy people running our economy today.
That's
Washington.
encouraging.
And,
yeah.
I mean, look.
By the way,
who do you? Except for Pete Buttigieg, of course. Except for him. I mean,
I just for the record, I did tell Amy to go to cash. And
you did.
She refused, but
you did. When was that?
Oh, a year ago?
I went to cash in December of 2021.
Well,
so
that was smart.
I was out of the market all year.
You probably saved. Yeah, because the market was down on average about 20%. So, Amy, Dan saved you a lot of money.
Well, I could have if you listened. Yeah, that's a story of my life. Hey, one good news when it comes to energy policy. Jay Powell's pronouncement yesterday that we are not and will not be a climate policymaker. He's not taking the bait. That's encouraging.
It was. I mean, look, we have a Federal Reserve Board to try to stabilize our currency, not to stop the temperature of the planet from rising. So I was really pleased about that too. But look, I'm not going to praise him too much.
No.
Jerome Powell is the one who created the. Remember, it was this time last year. It's transitory. It's all going to go away. Don't worry about inflation.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking for silver linings here. All right, Steve. We'll let you figure out your travel situation. Steve Moore, economist, GovZilla author. Steve, thanks as always. Good luck.
Bye, guys. See ya.
Bye. Thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. Your business and your money are in good hands with Signature Bank. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
Hi, I'm Dan Migatz, co-owner and CFO of AM Woodland Outdoor Design in Mundelein, and a new customer of Signature Bank. We specialize in the creative design and construction of outdoor living spaces, providing our residential and commercial customers first-in-class landscaping services. Our company was founded as a one-man operation and today has grown into a multifaceted, one-stop shop